I wanted to do a video review or just share my thoughts around Loki, the Marvel video. At first I was a little skeptical. I was like, okay, not another Marvel thing, because they're like cranking out these shows left and right. And I think this has been in the planning for like 20 years, in terms of like the production and their vision. I think Loki is extremely well done. I think so far it's my favorite out of all of the Marvel like television series. I do like WandaVision. I do like the Archer. They were pretty good too. But we're gonna be talking about Loki. I think what I loved about Loki is that this whole idea of the anti-hero, because sometimes we always have the traditional hero that is sort of morally right and morally just, who goes out to save the world. And I think that narrative has been so done too many times. But Loki is the anti-hero. He's sort of seen as the bad guy, but he's also a good guy, but not really. In this specific first season, there we are introduced this sort of organization that works behind the scenes, that maintains all of the multiverse timelines. It gets so epic in terms of him realizing his own death, seeing his own death, and when he would die in that specific timeline, and the role that he has to play. And then he starts to see like there is this anomaly. There's a Loki like himself that is causing a lot of problem. And he's brought on by this organization to be able to track down this Loki. And what's fascinating is this other Loki, spoiler alert, you can stop the video right now if you haven't seen it. This other Loki is a female. And I think it's such well done. I love the part, there's a part where they go, where Loki connects with the female Loki and in a different alternate universe. And they're in this planet that's literally in purple, like, and the planet literally is about to have a moon crash on its surface. And it's so fascinating to be able to see the like the interaction between the two Lokis, and then how both are different and how both orcs have similarities and connect with each other. I felt that was this show was so well done, because apparently Loki discovered, because he's Loki, because all like there's a billion possible hymns, and the way he thought was that, what if that the there's something called, like, I think an anomaly event, where like there's a major disaster that's gonna destroy that reality or that timeline, and that's where that Loki, the female Loki, engages and does sort of like work or sabotages. So he goes into that planet that's about to be destroyed and tests the theory right that she's doing there. But they end up bonding together, and they end up figuring out like a lot of the organization. Spoiler alert again. A lot of the organization that was started, a lot of them just sort of follow the rules brainlessly, without any sort of idea of how things work. Because it's like when you're zapped out of existence, you go into this other place. It's sort of like a trash planet, and you're transported into it. And in there, he meets other Lokis. And I love there's like a lizard Loki. I love how they did the traditional Loki, how Loki used to look in the 80s. Overall, like, such a wonderful show. And it really poses a lot of questions in terms of just like the multiverse and Marvel's, the characters that they started to do, whether you look at No Way Home with Spider-Man. I'm actually pretty excited. I've had a few reservations with the Marvel brand, in terms of just like, it's just so much overdone, and so much is being like recreated, adaptations, and I'm tired of it. But they actually had some pretty good writing and some pretty good cliffhangers, some pretty good climaxes, and it's pretty engaging. And I think the philosophy as well, in terms of like what to do in these types of situations, is pretty compelling too. So I would recommend Loki. I think it brings a really interesting dynamic process. In terms of just, I also like the ending as well. There's a lot of questions that I have, and I think they're working on the second season, and I think it comes out either later this year or next year. But overall, yeah, I'll give Loki um, probably like an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's very, very dynamic. Check it out. Share your thoughts below the comments if you have any. If you've seen the show, what did you like about it? What did you not like about it? What could have been better? Is there sort of the Loki canon? Do you read the Loki processes and stuff? So let me know your thoughts. Follow this channel, and more updates and reviews are coming your way. Cheers.